My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain, with our new technology under the SFEG. Where in the world is monstrous? Want time out of here. Let's see. Oh, we won't be on fire sticks right now. All right, cool. And you got your fire stick inside. You got your fire stick inside. Then we're going to do some recordings around the office first, but I figured get outside before it gets too hot out there. I got to go to another location. YouTube. Get tacos cartoons on before we leave. So we got to be out and testing today. And again, as I said before, I can't express enough why testing is important, and people don't do these tests. This is why the products don't last long. Sorry, getting the pre-workout in. Dumbbells. I have to get 2 sets of workouts in. Actually more than that, but still. I tell you that non-dairy milk diet works fantastic. I'm going back on it again soon, probably this week. Going back on it again. I lost a little weight I need to get off, so that's good. Keep in mind, explain to people that when you do these like quick diets, you're going to have to work out in the process of the diet. Just putting that out there real quick, because that's somebody saying, well, I can just drink that and that's wasted right there. Like, no. You got to work out while you're doing it. It helps you burn your. For me, I don't know how it's going to work for you, but it helps me burn it, my energy, even my fat even faster. But quick scheme diets, some work, but you still got to work out. There's no diet on the face of the planet that's going to allow you to burn weight, and you don't work out at all. That's virtually not going to happen. You definitely have to burn weight. But anyway, just neither here nor there. Thought I added it in there because I'm getting in there doing my pre-workout real quick. And going out today. This demonstration's done. I'm quiet for a minute, I'm working out. Getting my rest of my reps put in. I'm going to do 100 of these a day. Try to do them twice a day. Break it down in pieces of 20s. There we go. Alright. Ready to go and have some fun. Get my recordings done. I've been rhyming a lot lately. Anyway, yeah, like I said, gotta be testing your stuff. Because you can't go around making this stuff up. So for those of you who don't believe me, that you can't get sued for it, I'm going to sue somebody. Actually, somebody who's making some false accusations about their products. I'm backing them up. We're going to challenge them in court in a lawsuit. So I'll be getting those papers drawn up real quick. Get them in court. Show you what happens. For those of you who believe at the end of the day that you can't be sued, a simple lawsuit can't be filed against you for not backing up your products. We had a couple of people taken to court over the summer for lawsuits because, again, you can't be making statements. Now, mind, to be fair, I do send them letters out saying, hey, look, you actually can't say that because, you're misleading customers. Like that one started that selling that range gain. That stuff doesn't exist anywhere. But yet he tried to sell it. Or the other one claiming that all his paints were different. That each one of them gave a different form of ability to the projector. Lie. All house paint. All of it was house paint. So again, no way to back any of this stuff up. Refused one of the packages, which was his own stuff at the end of the day, which showed you couldn't back it up. It showed the courts you can't back it up. So again, He made money off that, and he scammed a whole bunch of people. And all those people ended up buying just everyday house paint or something they could have slid off a shelf at a hardware store. Nothing special about it. That's why they have these rules in place. So with that being said, yeah, we got 2 people we're taking to court. I'll file lawsuits against them and show you that this is a very serious thing. You don't believe me? Talk to a lawyer. Talk to anybody. Say, hey, look, I get on YouTube. I make a false product. Even that sounds bad right there from the door. And I dupe a bunch of people into buying something that I know doesn't work. That even sounds bad at the end of the day. So they'll tell you from the door, you get sued. That's it. Now, I've been through this nonsense already. I had people try to get the BBC, all that nonsense. My stuff is all legit. Everything, all my documents. If I were to pull you on your documents alone for your company, I can get you. Because most people don't have licenses. They don't sell. Most people don't even have proper paperwork to have a company. You don't have no EINs. If you have other people working for you, you're supposed to have an EIN. You're definitely supposed to have a DBA. You need a DBA to get a license. And mine definitely says DBA at the bottom because I have a license and I have a DBA. So you're supposed to have all that stuff. That's how you get insurance for your company, all that stuff. And you got people you want to bring on board. You want to do this whole medical plan with them. You want to work on getting your business insured, if one of your workers mess something up. You need all those documents to do that. A bank won't even give you a loan without those documents. Matter of fact, you can't even rent an office set up without those documents. You got to be licensed before you can walk into an office building. I'm licensed. So with that being said, you're stuck on eBay. eBay may not require it now, but later on they probably start requiring licenses. Great things are going to require all that stuff. Yeah, the online store of not requiring license is over. You need a license to have an online store. Now I know what it may be in your state, but in the state of Pennsylvania, you got to have a license to sell anything. Even if you got a website, you got to have a license. So y'all might want to look into that. The license is $35. That's what it is in Pennsylvania, 35. I paid $35 for mine. But anyway, I'm going out to do my testing on the first daytime projection screen. And I can say that because I got to test the back, everything up. I did some night displays yesterday. I'm going to go back out. I got the screens. I can carry where I want to go. But I got the screen a little bit bigger than what it was supposed to be due to the fact that I might carry 48 by 48. And I want to have enough room instead of having multiple bags. So I'm definitely going out. Today we got to get more testing done. People are like, but you did, that ain't enough. You got to have a lot of testing. And I am telling you that I've talked to companies at the end of the day, that nonsense y'all got on YouTube ain't going to fly. It's not enough. You got to have a ton of demonstrations backing this thing up. Whatever you state, you don't get a chance to do that video one time and that's it. No, they want to see this video multiple times. You will repeat that process so many times it's not even funny. That's why every time you see me on camera, blue screen, red screen, blue screen, white levels, lights on, lights on. Yeah, you got to do that. You'll be doing that in your sleep. You don't do that one time and that's the end of it. You'll repeat that process over and over again. Even if you can back this up in your sleep, you still have to do it in front of every single person. Every person that walks in front of that screen. I had to do it here. In an office, the owner. Asked me a lot of questions about the technology. I don't mind that. I can back it up. Because again, in an office, they want to make sure, any office, I'm going to tell you why. They want to make sure no one's in there running scams in the office. That's why. That's why they ask for all those. And I can understand that. Because, you know, that's their name right there. That's their business at the end of the day. And I know you guys, at the end of the day, the haters at the end of the day, try to convince people that my stuff is a scam. This is how dumb you are at the end of the day. And I mean dumb. I mean not normal dumb. Extreme dumb. They've seen this stuff, you idiots. They're right in here looking at the technology. They've seen just about everything I make. How would they not see it? I'm in an open office. Anyone can walk in and see it. That's how dumb you are. This is why I know at the end of the day, your intelligence level is about the equivalence of someone trying to put out a fire with a bucket full of holes. You got nothing in there going on, do you? You stupid. I've never met people so dumb in my life. The people that are around our technology has seen the technology. No investor on the face of the planet or distributor, or any who it may be, is not going to touch your stuff unless you can prove this stuff is real. I got more customers. Where are my customers that compare to your customers? All your customers, I've seen, Danny ain't got none. Danny got one guy in UK in the dark, and the other guy couldn't even get the screen to turn the color it was supposed to be. But the other one, Fernando, all your customers are in poorly lit environments. My customers are outside. The church you did at the end of the day, you're in a dark environment. You can't even see the fire exits, but had a nerve to ask the guy at the end of the day because you're hoping he'd say yes. He said no because the church is not fully lit. He ain't gonna lie for you. And then talk about calibrating? Are you kidding me? The screen I did, not to say it on a comparison of churches, but you see the size of the screen I did in a promo? They were so happy with it, they did the promo for us. Yeah, there you go. So again, our customers have the free will to turn lights on in a fully lit environment. We don't got to send them no messages like, hey, look, this stuff is not ambient light projection, even though we advertise it as ambient light projection. Or we got to use this for the high power projector. This jerk would send us all kinds of dumb emails. One of the emails he sent me that we can't use with a projector under 1,000. Why is that? If you're claiming to be my technology, you should be able to use that, right? Then what are you crying about? I forgot the 1,000. Here's the thing. Gray screen paint, any paint that's not tested well, especially not his stuff, will pick up on any caliber projector. The problem you're going to run into is the quality of what you're going to get out of it. That's what you're going to run into. When they say this stuff is ultra short throw compatible, that is the dumbest thing to say at the end of the day. You know why? Because ultra short throw compatible only applies to screens that have films, because those are the ones that turn dark if you hit them with ultra short throw. If you did the testing on certified screens, which you haven't, you would have known that, but you didn't. There you go. That's what makes you guys idiots, because you don't know what you're doing. You're just on YouTube right now doing absolutely nothing because you don't know what you're doing. If I got you into a forum panel, asked you a couple of very serious questions, you wouldn't be answering back because you don't know what you're doing. So, any paint is compatible. Shelf paint is compatible, as we've seen with the Network Grade 773 versus his product. Did the Network 73 come up? Was it compatible with this with the projector? It was, wasn't it? All right then. Then that means that bottom line, Network Grade 773 is compatible with a P2 projector. It's the quality you're going to get out of it. Are you going to read 100% contrast? Is your color balance going to be perfect? You don't have to deal with calibrating, dark environments, all that stuff. Apparently, you're not compatible with ultra short throw. Why? Because your contrast levels failed, number one. Your colors failed, number two. And you were in a dark environment trying to pull off a setup on a projector that was sold by Optima to be a tabletop TV projection screen, which you have in the dark most of the time in your video demonstrations, which means your screen paint failed. So that's that. Anything to say compatible. No. Compatible is for certified, because they have a film that affects the screen. They have a narrow viewing point that triggers off. You would be compatibility as in quality wise, because any paint you slide on the shelf will do it. I can get everyday black paint. If with an ultra short throw projector, it'll show up. I stick it next to my screen, it's dark. Colors don't pick up. Contrast does pick up. White levels don't read. I take it outside, it reads even worse. So I can show at the end of the day when I do the demonstration that ours is compatible with ultra short throw, but it's the quality of what it can show compared to any black surface. And that's another thing that leads to another set of testing, which is why you have to show what makes your product more different than all the other products out there in the market. What's the difference between gray paint in your products, other gray paint, other gray screen paints? What is the difference between your product and theirs? You pull better contrast, you pull better color, and you pick up in lighting better than they do. Where are those tests? They're missing. So when we do demonstrations called black versus black, it's not only to show that the product basically can beat other products that won't match it, but there's a difference in quality between our screen and another black surface. This is what you have to explain on camera, which you guys fail to do because you smoke screen it. Now, you may fool people at the end of the day that are buying projectors for the first time, and people that may agree with you because they're brainwashed. But as for the rest of us on higher intelligent levels who know the difference between gray and black, we can pick it up. That's why when they ask me the question, who are the idiots buying this stuff? I go, here you go. We put it in the comments section. They sit there and start laughing at them. Now, for the customer who's buying for the first time, I feel sorry for you. Because it's the first time you're getting into the game and you're buying a projection for this first time, and you get duped because you run into one of these boneheads at the end of the day that couldn't back their products up if their life depended on it. If Satan himself were to crack open the earth and pop up in the middle of Jamie's floor and say, hey, look, him in parte, look, tell me how this stuff works, show me this stuff is legit. If not, pack your suitcases and jump in the hole. Them jokers just can go in the back room and pack up and jump in the hole because they don't even know what they got at the end of the day. I mean, come on. How did you slide a credit card through that site? Did you read the specifications in there? Really, did you read it? It's like a 5-year-old wrote that stuff. We posted their specifications. It certainly said, who brought this stuff? You'd be surprised. Anyone read through that stuff? It's unbelievable. He couldn't even explain the proper terms of 4K or 1080p. There was no distance throw, narrow viewing cone effect. There was no distance. There was nothing in there. But it looks good with color. Works with this. Works with that. It's kind of like a speaking spell wrote that. I'm not trying to be rude or ignorant in the day, but it is what it is. He couldn't even spell deliver right. And I literally pointed it out to him like 30 times. Like, dude, you spelled deliver wrong. He just left it the same way. His SKU numbers. You know what SKU numbers are? That's inventory. That shows you exactly your inventory. You count on what you have in inventory. His SKU numbers were literally picking up on the templates of the previous page that was there. All he did was just go in and just remove any other word that had company and put his name up there. That was it. He didn't put no effort, no time, no work, or anything to that site. He didn't show any YouTube videos of doing updates and doing this and doing that. He didn't know how to work his website. That's what you bought from. So if you didn't know anything about his website, and if you look at the product carefully, you notice that all the paints had the name Gunmetal. Every single we already did a report on that. So you don't even know the color of your paints. And you're saying 2,000 lumens? That's the minimum for your paint with 2,000? I got to do a little news flash for you, Sparky. I got it to run at 500. In the same dark environment you're in right now, the exact same dark environment setup, I got it to run at 500. Any screen paint's going to read at 500. Turn the lights on, this is where you see the difference. But in the dark, man, all that stuff picks up. Notebook paper will pick up in the dark. It doesn't make a difference. I can get like 4 different paints right now, line them up, turn the lights up, whoop, every single one of them will pick up. Turn the lights on, all of them will fail. There's nothing special about it. You bought basically tone paint. That's what you bought. All he did was just take the same paints, give them some kind of special name, claim that each one did something different, and then he continued to go in and show you demonstrations, each one on high-end projectors, beefing the contrast levels, beefing the calibrating his colors. That's why I kept advising you to calibrate colors, because you know his colors would fail on your end, so you have to calibrate. And then darkening the environment. That's pretty much it. He did the same thing everybody else does. You got ripped off. Now, while we have that, while he stews about that, and he screams into his pillow for about a half an hour, Mr. Fernando, I'm going to go outside and play. You care to join me? Take that projector outside. Get that big old lot out there, right? Take your projector. Take that Epson out there. Show us something. I'm out there at 300 lumens. So you can definitely take that Epson at 1,000 and show us that gray screen outside displaying a star field demonstration. Because at the end of the day, I couldn't care less about color. All gray screens can read that nonsense at the end of the day. I want to see something that a gray screen is not supposed to be able to produce. I want to see a 100% black level. I never claim any time when we do demonstrations that our screens pull 100% white. Never, because that's impossible. Never read that. Never said that. That's why we do all those tests. But gray screens are the biggest liars, because they basically say at the end of the day, you're going to see contrast. You're going to pick up beautiful color. You're going to do all, you're not doing any of that. So, show us. Or I'll give you another challenge. I'll send another box to your house. On that particular request alone, that we need to see you take that paint outside and do the demonstration. Use 1,000 lumens. I'm giving you 1,000. Mind you, I do direct sunlight at 50 lumens at 300. So you should be able to do that easy. So you got to back your stuff up. Now see how my title, I said testing the first screen. I got all kinds of tests on that screen outside. That range gain nonsense, Mr. Rogers. A 0.80 and a 0.85? You know how high that is at the end of the day? That's the equivalent of you basically bending down in front of your car and your wife hitting the high beams. That's how bright that is. It might be a little brighter than that. And you mean to tell me that those demonstrations, especially by the guy over in UK, was in the dark? What the heck was he doing in the dark with a gain that high? Oh, he's trying to mask the fact that the screen was gray. So how are you going to sell this? If the person who you coach to try to make the product look like it was sellable was sitting in the dark, how are you going to do that with the everyday Joe? You're going to advise them to sit in the dark? They're not doing that crap. So you couldn't sell it. That's a product you couldn't sell. It was just there to try to show me up. That's basically about it. It didn't work, did it? Whatever. That means if that was the case, you wasted time and money. Now, money you may have, but time is something you don't have. And for what I've seen on camera already, yeah, you don't have time. You really don't have it at all, period. So with that being said, you just wasted some extra precious time that you could have been doing something else more productive with your time, but you chose to do that, and you will never ever get that back. Meanwhile, I spent that time crushing you and making money, which I'm about to do right now. Go outside and hook it up. Now I gotta go, people. I got work to do. But I thought I'd basically talk about that. Our new daytime projection screen. Naysayers are all upset. Hey, naysayers, you're upset? Come outside. Do a demonstration with me. Come outside with me. Come on. Go outside and play with me. Oh, you can't, right? Take that paint that you supported, Crow's Pasty Paints, and go outside and play with us. All right, then. Well, there you go. I guess that sums it up. All right, so that being said, I got my reps in, push-ups in, all that good stuff in. That milk diet, non-dairy, by the way, definitely works better. It works for me. I don't know how it's going to work for anybody else. But keep in mind, I had some people saying, all you got to do is just eat and it takes the weight. Nah, it's bull crap. You ain't taking no weight off at the end of the day. You got to work out. You got to work out. Look how people get left the ones that work out. Those are the ones that don't work out that left. Probably this guy's at the end of the day. Remember, I'm real quick, and I hate to put this in here. Remember that jerk I told you, sent me a picture of a hamburger. You the last person that need to be sending me a picture of a hamburger. Should have sent me a picture of a salad. I'd have been more impressed with that. I was laughing. Look at this. I was over in Disney World when he sent that over. A hamburger. You're the last person that need to be sending me a picture of a hamburger. Send me a picture of a treadmill. Or at least you taking a walk. At least some of your time. Oh, shit, I forgot that. What was my time yesterday? Because I had to go somewhere real far. I walked a different distance yesterday. I was like, what's my time? I'm running all the time. Yeah, something I do is run around, man. I've been killing it. Killing the calorie killer. The calorie killer. Getting my time and get a milk diet worked. So, non-dairy milk diet. Basically, you can't eat nothing. You can't have any food but that. That's it. And you have to work out. None of that 1, 2, 3. None of that. No, you have to actual workout. Put what you can put in. You can only do like 5 push-ups. Do 5 push-ups. But whatever it is, work out as you're basically drinking that. I mean, it's up to you first. So I wouldn't advise anyone to do anything I'm doing because again, and I had to give up all chips, potato chips. Mind you, I got to give up potato chips. The junk food I like to eat, I got to give it up for 1 week. The only thing I can drink is that my milk diet, which is working. And I do a lot of walking around anyway. We were just laughing about that the other day. This guy was talking about on an e-bike. And not the bust on the guy with the e-bike running around trying to lose weight. You ain't never going to lose that weight. Ever. If you don't get that act together at the end of the day, he's going to have a heart attack. I'm surprised he's still alive. I'm surprised he's still alive. All that stomach hanging over like that, man, your arteries have got to be something else going on in there. I couldn't imagine being Superman. Superman can see people like, oh, God. Well, he got like 2 days to live because he got X-ray vision. You can see right through you. Oh, my goodness. This one ain't going to make it that long. I guess probably. He's probably sitting there making bets with other superheroes. You'd be surprised. I'm curious what he does like in his off time. You know he can't be all goody two-shoes. You got some bad streaks in him somewhere. Jeez! Really? Man. You gotta go on a diet, buddy. You gotta go on a diet. You are definitely way overweight. There's no progress there. I don't see from the timeline from where I seen when this guy first got on YouTube. And from there, you got no progress there at all, period. Not a thing at all. No progress. You gotta eat salads, man. You gotta cut out fast foods, all that stuff you eating, soda, potato chips, bread, all that stuff gotta go. And you gotta get rid of it. You gotta start checking your calories, all that stuff. And then you riding around on some e-bike all day long with a big old flag hanging out the back of it. Like you selling cookies. No, don't have him sell cookies. He's weird enough as it is. Anyway, you need to go on a diet, dude. I'm gonna say it. Look, it ain't gonna matter. You want your fat. You are definitely fat. You gotta go on a diet, man. He ain't gonna be around, whether he's in prison or not. He'll lean up in there. He'll definitely lean up in there. But you gotta lose weight, man. I gotta say, I had three or four friends that died from being overweight. Yeah, you gonna die, man. That's all to it. I don't try to butter up for anybody. I'm not here to, at the end of the day, people say, oh, no, that's the way it gotta be. 'Cause if I was that way to begin with, my friends might be still alive. And should be sitting there going, well, you know, it ain't that bad, so and so and so. And then they die. But anyway, Jamie, overweight. Way overweight. What's the other one? McAfee is definitely overweight. The only one ain't overweight is freaking Rogers, and Rogers is frail as I don't know what. Like, I don't know what's going on with Rogers. Sometimes you be too thin, that's not a good thing. But anyway, and as for Williams is definitely overweight. She was Louise, man. Do you breathe? I mean, honestly, do those things work at the end of the day? I'm surprised. Dude, you better lose that, man. You get up and lock up with that. That's not going to go well for you. You got to be a little fit in there. You know? Anyway, leave it at that. I'm having some fun here, people. I got to go and do tests in a few minutes. So it's going to be brutal for me. I got to be out in the sun. We got, what, 71 degrees. But this joke, I would have known about the incident. Well, I could see that by the size when he was standing up. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't bring the camera down. Man, I'm telling you, that e-bike you got, that ain't going to help. We were just laughing about that the other day. I'm sitting on the porch with my people, and this guy, big guy, on one of the three-wheel e-bikes. Because you know why they can't do the two? Because, you know, the balance ain't there. But anyway, so he's on two talking about, yeah, I'm working out, losing weight. Now, mind you, your boyfriend's a bodybuilder at the end of the day. I lift myself. I'm not as big as he is, but I lift myself. And I keep myself in good shape. So automatically from the door, I'm like, no, buddy, no. Because he was barbecuing that day and he smelled the food. I was like, no, buddy. I mean, I offer giving food. I don't care at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'll feed anybody. I don't care. But still, at the end of the day, you're not losing weight that way, man. You got to cut all that stuff out. All that stuff out. He don't even eat fast food. I eat fast food once a month. You got to put yourself on a strict diet. And you got to hold with it. Go a week drinking nothing but freaking skim milk. Go a week drinking nothing but lemon water. Go a week, you know, some people can't do that because they got that craving to kick in. But you got to find something that's substituted. I found something that's substitute for sugar. I was over at my sister's house and they buy a lot of fruit, of course, because you know what, bodybuilding. But anyway, they had these things called Halo oranges. I never had one before. Oh my goodness, man, them things are so sweet. I was going to go to the store and get myself some candy. But when I was eating them, I ain't want it no more. I ain't want the candy no more. I just wanted the oranges. That's all I wanted. Like 4 of them suckers when I was over there. So you like them? I said, I freaking love these. Like, where do you get these from? I found a substitute for candy. Can you believe it or not? And it's a fruit called a halo fruit. It's a little tiny orange. Oh my goodness, man. I don't have an urge for candy no more. You got to find a substitute, replace whatever you were on to make it a little more healthier. That's what you got to do. Now, I might dip in some candy from time to time, a little sugar-free candy. I'm trying to get myself a sugar-free. If I have candy, I have sugar-free. But those oranges were the truth. And me over in the corner, sucking my thumb in the fetal position. That's some good oranges. Oh, shit, I forgot to check my time when I was walking this way. But anyway, yeah, I ain't trying to be, like I said, people wouldn't think I'm being mean. Hey, wouldn't it become a bunch of flakies? Snowflakes at the end of the day. What's the problem with that? It is what it is. If you're fat, you're fat. That's what it comes down to. You have to lose weight. If you don't lose the weight, you're going to die. Simple and plain. That's what's going to happen. And you won't even know when it's, oh, you will know when it's going to happen, but it'll be too late. And that joke at the end of the day should, no way in the world, no way, no dude. You should not be on no freaking three-wheel e-bike all over it. Man, if you don't put that thing up somewhere, strap on some ankle weights that you need to do, and take a walk. That's what you need to do. Get you one of them counters to tell how far you walk out, and that's what you do. And if you want to talk about really being truthfully and losing weight at the end of the day, you need to basically watch what you eat. Because I can tell you just dumping anything into that, man, at the end of the day, man. You don't keep that up. You might not wake up the next day. And that usually happens with most people that are overweight. They just don't wake up. Go to sleep. Don't wake back up. That's a scary thought, ain't it? All right, let me see my calendar. Now I got to do another. Because if I come, the rule is, if I wait too long before going out, I got to do another set. That's a penalty. I had a chin-up bar in my hallway, and every time I walk past it, I had to pay the toll. Pay the toll, you got to give 10. Every time you walk back and forth, get 10, get 10, get 10, get 10. You play games like that, you will lose weight rapidly. The staircase, you got a staircase right in your home. Every time you go up the stairs, do it twice. Always do it twice. Do it twice. Going up, do it twice. Go back. You'd be surprised with that and eating right on how much weight you'll lose. This is what we got yesterday running around. This is not even working out. This is my everyday usual. My everyday usual. What we do. My everyday. Last couple of days been slacking. We got 7,000 this one. I'm trying to get it up to 10. So I'm working. We got to 12. 12. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to break this meter. The meter goes up to 24. I got to break it. I got 20. The highest I got is 21,000. But I want to break the meter. So we can get a new one. I can't get a new app until we break the meter. That's the rule. Break the meter. Break the meter. So we got to break the meter. I figured out a path I'm going to take to break the meter. All right, people got to get out here and get this work done. I'm going to be here chatting and cracking and all that nonsense. And people say, you just get on the phone, you just talk nonsense all day long. I back it up. I back up everything I do. Tell me where I was at yesterday. Boom! I did demonstrations twice yesterday. I was out in the heat, all over the city, knocking that out, then turned around and did some at nighttime. I'm about to go and do demonstrations today, and then hook up. I got the bag set up, strapped up a little better so I can take it with me. Because it was just too much hanging down, so it's strapped a little better. It's going out tonight. The big screen is going out tonight to be displayed. It's going to look amazing. Can't wait to be showing that off soon. So now I want more people to see it. I want a lot of people to see this. That's right. We like Luigi with the squeegee, people. I got to do my set of my sacrifice because I was in here talking too long. All right, give me a minute. I don't do it on camera because we got weirdos on our channel. Got a creepy guy, Mr. Williams. He has a thing for me. A creepy guy, man, I'm telling you. Creepy dude. See that right there? See them shoulders? See that right there, boy? Every day. I lost 290 pounds. 290 pounds. That's what I was. 290 pounds. Yep, look at my shoulders. 290 pounds. I lost that weight. Every day. Work hard every day. I get on camera, if I say at the end you can lose the weight, you can lose the weight. 290 pounds with lung disease and lost my weight. Lost it it took me about a year to drop it. Because you know why? I'm persistent. I'll push on. Going on these strict diets, dropping the weight. I mean, some days I was so weak I can barely stand up, but I still went out and did the walk. I still went and did my push-ups, did my sit-ups, I did my crunches, I did my chin-ups, I lifted my weights 3 and 4 times a day. Push. Now, boom, right back to where I was. Once you do that 20, I can easy do 21,000. My stamina is through the freaking roof. My breathing, my lungs, all perfectly. When I went to the hospital, I had a little anxiety attack going there, and they did a full checkup. So, Mr. Bird, you're in perfect shape. Yeah, perfect shape. Lost my weight. So when you sat there and showed me that picture of my stomach sticking out and all that nonsense, saying, oh, you're fat. Guess what, buddy? You're fat too, but the difference between me and you is I get the job done. I lost my weight. Now I'm addicted to working out. I'm about to go, you got a new chin-up bar. I'm about to go read the chin-up bar. As soon as I get done doing, I'm going to run around, get this done. I'm going to go over and hit this chin-up bar, hit this row machine. You got a new treadmill, I got a more of a higher incline on it. I got to check that out. And then when I'm done, I go right back out. Finish the rest of my workout. This is the baby you want to get. This is what I use. Some people use much bigger than this, but this is all I need. That's it. I'm just, oh, you're not that big. I'm not trying to be gigantic. It's not what I want. I want to be toned. People go to the gym, they go to the gym for different reasons. Not everybody going to the gym trying to like Hulks. And people don't go to the gym, are the ones that are the main ones that make that statement, like, oh, you're not huge. I'm trying to be huge. I'm toned. I'm trying to get my breathing, well, my breathing's already towards that. That's why I started lifting to get my breathing correct. But that's the reason why I started doing it. I ain't getting to be gigantic. those who want to be huge, be huge. Everybody has a reason for what they go to the gym for. Some people it's cardio. Some people at the end of the day, it's working on their arms, their legs. They're going there for, they're going for something. But everybody going to the gym is trying to be massive giants in the day. And even the big guys know that in the day. Look, he's just working on this, that guy's working on that, so on and so forth. And these guys are the hawks over here, so they're working on their body. So that's it. So if you see somebody with a muscle tone, they're not going around trying to be big. Maybe that's what they want. That's the size that they want. That's what I go with. I like the size that I am. Size. I can have fun with my bigger friends by putting post notes on their back because they can't reach it. So I said, wait a minute. So what if I shoot you in the back with an arrow? You're screwed. So I guess I'm screwed. Yeah, yes you are. But anyway, yeah, we had fun. But anyway, yeah, that's my size. You know what I mean? I like the size I am. I'm not trying to be huge. But then again, like I said, I've never had a big guy come to me and say, oh, you gotta be huge. Never, because they know that each person works out for what they want to be. That's what they do. Usually it's people who don't lift weights. And you guys that basically don't lift weights, don't work out, refuse to work out. You know you need to work out, but you refuse to work out, and you want to criticize other people. I remember when I was somewhere, guys are more threatened by you than it is. They're more threatened. They are, and it's sad. It's really sad. Because I'm not even thinking about you. I'm just in the store getting something. That's all, I'm minding my own business. And another guy look at me and start laughing a little bit. And the first thing I do is I tap my stomach and look at his. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Go work out. Don't worry about me. I'm not even thinking about your wife or your girlfriend. I couldn't care less. I'm in here just trying to get something to freak out and do what I got to do. But you got to make a little snide remark at the end of the day, like, yeah, but you steroids, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Man, look at you at the end of the day. I can literally set a beer right there. It'll sit right there. I'm going to say 3 days. 3 days what? 3 days before you probably have a heart attack. You don't know. You could have it. Because the main was to sit there and get mad at you because you basically look great in a shirt. I got to stop. To this right here. But addiction is good when you talk about lifting. I have to get more better weights. This is going to give me no more challenge no more. So I have to get bigger ones. But anyway, yeah. So Jamie, that's the difference between me and you. You are lazy, you're a slacker, and basically everything you do, that's what I want to say. But I can tell you one thing, if you basically, well, he treats his screen paint like his workout. You don't do jack. Pretty much it. And sit there and say at the end of the day, oh, he's fat. You're fat too. But the thing about it, you're still fat. I'm not. Now, that being said, I'm going to go out there and have some fun. Record, do my demonstration, look fantastic in a t-shirt. Finish my milk diet. So next time, Williams, whatever, when I call somebody overweight, yeah, right, please. Please. Lost some weight, baby. I'm about to get more toned than this. Next week, I got the diet. It's actually a diet I'm working on right now. I'm about to get more toned. I got another machine coming in. Do the home front to tone this up even better. Bam. Because you know, it's like a non-process. When I see people, big guys bigger than me, I never get jealous. I'll look at it as, man, that's freaking cool. How long did it take you to get that size at the end of the day? Like, how'd you have to lift at the end of the day? I got respect for them. I'm never intimidated or threatened by anybody of that caliber or size. You got to be insecure about yourself if you're threatened about another man's bulk or size. I don't care about that. I'm pretty interested on the dedication and work it took to get there. That's impressive. I sit there and go, fantastic job. Because I couldn't imagine like the dedication that goes in and the discipline to get yourself to that size. It's a lot of hard work, and that's what I respect, the hard work they put in and dedication. Instead of you just tearing them down to them, oh, I bet you use the steroids. Yeah, stop doing that nonsense. That means you're insecure about yourself. All right, people, with that being said, I got to go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.